Hey there, if you're on the hunt for a great dog trainer here in the Castro Valley area, you are in exactly the right place. Think of this as your personal, practical guide to help you make a really confident choice for both you and your pup. Just imagine this for a second. You're taking a nice, peaceful walk around Lake Shabbat, and your dog is just trotting happily beside you. No pulling, no lunging. Or picture friends coming over to your house, and instead of a barking, jumping whirlwind, you get a calm, polite greeting at the door. I mean, that's the dream, right? That's what good training can do. So you might be thinking, does a local trainer really matter that much? And the answer is yes, absolutely. Because training isn't just about teaching sit in a sterile room. It's about getting your dog ready for the real world. And our world here in Castro Valley has its own unique vibe. And here is a perfect example of what I mean. A local trainer gets that your dog needs to be cool, calm, and collected on a busy street like Castro Valley Boulevard, but also needs to know how to behave on those quiet trails near Redwood Canyon, where you might bump into deer or other wildlife. It's all about building skills that actually fit your life. Okay, so there are a lot of trainers out there. How in the world do you choose the right one? Well, let's break down what you should be looking for, starting with the really important stuff, their training methods and their qualifications. You're going to hear this term a lot, and for good reason. Positive reinforcement is the most recommended approach today. All it means is that instead of punishing bad behavior, you reward the good stuff. This makes learning fun for your dog, and honestly, it builds such a stronger, more trusting bond between you two. But how do you know if a trainer is legit? Well, certifications are a great place to start. You don't need to memorize this alphabet soup, but seeing these letters after a trainer's name shows they've put in the work and are committed to their education. And hey, if you're dealing with more serious issues like major fear or reactivity, those behavior consultant credentials are the ones you really want to look for. Next up, let's find a program that actually fits what you need. There are a few different ways to go about training, and the best one really depends on your dog, what you're trying to achieve, and of course, your lifestyle. So here are the two most common options you'll see. Group classes are awesome for learning basics and practicing around other dogs, as long as your dog is okay with that. But if you're dealing with stuff at home, like your dog going bonkers when the doorbell rings or stealing food off the counter, yep, that's counter surfing, then private in-home sessions are fantastic because the trainer can see the behavior exactly where it happens and build a plan just for you. And of course, we have to talk about the cost. This chart gives you a pretty good ballpark of what to expect for different services right here in the Castro Valley area. It's just a helpful starting point so you can figure out what works for your budget. Once you have a short list of trainers you like, it's time to set up a consultation. This is basically your interview with them to see if it's a good personality fit. And if you go in with the right questions, you'll feel so much more confident in your final decision. Here is a super simple checklist for that chat. You'll want to ask about their methods, double-check their credentials, and really understand how they're going to make a plan that's specific to your dog. And definitely don't forget to ask about progress and total costs, just so everyone is on the same page from the start. All right, you've got a plan to find a trainer. Fantastic. But being a great dog owner here also means knowing the local rules. So let's quickly go over some key Alameda County regulations, and then we'll get to the fun part, the best local spots to practice all those new skills. Okay, this one is simple but so important. Unless you're in a designated dog park, your dog's leash can't be longer than 6 feet. This is why it's usually best to leave those long, retractable leashes at home and just use a standard leash for your walks around the neighborhood. And on top of the leash law, here are a few other county rules to keep in mind. All dogs need to be up to date on their rabies vaccine and have a license from Alameda County. And it's good to know that excessive barking can actually be considered a public nuisance, which, hey, is just one more reason good training is worth it. Okay, so once you start training, where can you go? Well, these regional parks are amazing for practicing loose leash walking around real-world distractions. And when you're ready for some safe off-leash play and to practice that recall, the dog park at Earl Warren Park is the perfect spot. You know, that's what this all comes down to. Taking the time to find a great positive trainer is a huge investment in your future together. It really does lead to a happier dog, a stronger bond, and way less stress for you. So take these tips, go find that perfect partner for your training journey, and get ready to enjoy all those amazing calm walks at Cull Canyon and those peaceful, stress-free moments at home. Happy training!